guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have the event for Monster Jam sign-up series number 215. So while I'm recording this clip here, I am going to be showing you guys the field of trucks so you guys can look for your name and then see what truck you are in. So I did get a total of 64 sign-ups, which if you guys did not know, that is a completely even bracket. There will be no fast losers for this sign-up series, which that's honestly probably a first for me in a long time, because almost every sign-up series I make, there's fast losers. But yeah, like I said, this time I just happened to get 64 signups, which is the perfect number. So here's the second page here, getting close to the bottom. Then we will go over the races and then the track and everything. So that is the field of trucks. Now let's take a look at the races. So here are all of the trucks right here, all lined up and ready to go. Let's take a look at the races now. So we're going to start with the Hunter Earthshaker and Fire Son of a Digger. And then here is the first row of trucks right here, going on to the second row. And then we have the third right here. So the reigning championship truck is actually at the top of the fourth row right there, the ride truck Gravedigger. It got its first ever win on my channel in Series 214, and it's looking to defend its title and hopefully win again. So here is the final row of races, ending it off with Double Decker versus Calavera. So those are all the round one races, and the last thing before we begin, I'm just going to quickly show you guys the track. It's the same as always. We got the show-off showdown ramp right here. Both trucks will go down, and then here is the space where they will race each other. And then if they get to this line at the end of the track with some of my trucks with my laptop here, whoever hits it first will advance. And of course, if they hit it at the exact same time, then we will do a rerun. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So without further ado, we're going to kick things off with the Hunter Earthshaker taking on the Fire Son of a Digger. So sign-up series 215 is underway. And the first win is going to go to Hunter Earthshaker. He hit the line first. Next up, we have Inverse Brodozer taking on the Sheer Madness Gravedigger. It is going to go to the Sheer Madness Gravedigger. Next up, we have California taking on the Galaxy's Megalodon. It is going to go to the Galaxy's Megalodon. What a close race. Next up, we have Ice Monster Mutt Dalmatian taking on Big Kahuna. And Ice Dalmatian hit it first. He will take the win. Next up, we have the Galaxy's Bakugan Dragonoid taking on the Fire Max D. And Fire Max D will take the win. Next up, we have Jurassic Attack taking on the Training Trucks Earthshaker. And Jurassic Attack is going to get the huge upset win. Next up, we have Black Pearl taking on Cyclops. And Cyclops is going to take the win. Next up, we have Thrasher taking on the Gears Whiplash. It is going to go to the Gears Whiplash. Next up, we have Gears Max D and Galaxy's Pirate's Curse. And it is going to go to the Galaxy's Pirate's Curse. Next up, we have Monster Mutt Poodle taking on the Ride Truck BKT. And Monster Mutt Poodle is going to win with a block. Next up, we have Radical Rescue taking on the Gears Earthshaker. And it is going to go to the Gears Earthshaker. Next up, we have the Red Zombie taking on the Gears Alien Invasion. And Gears Alien Invasion will take the win. Next up, we have Overcast Max D taking on Stone Crusher. And it's going to go to Overcast Max D. Next up, we have Iron Outlaw taking on the Galaxy's Dragon. And it is going to go to Iron Outlaw. Next up, we have Gears Son of a Digger taking on Florida. And it's going to go to the Gears Son of a Digger. Next up, we have Ice Dragon taking on Time Flies. And it's going to go to Ice Dragon. Next up, we have Wolf's Head taking on Overcast Blue Thunder. And what a race down to the end. That was super close, but Blue Thunder is going to take the win. He just barely beat Wolf's Head to hit the laptop first. Next up, we have the Mystery Machine taking on World Finals 20 Avenger. And, oh, what a race. The Mystery Machine rolls over, but it looks like he's going to take the win over the World Finals 20 Avenger. Next up, we have Bad News Travels Fast taking on the reigning championship truck, the Ride Truck Gravedigger. Oh, what a race down to the end, and they hit that at the exact same time. We're going to have to do a rerun. So you have switched up the lanes, and here goes the rerun. And this time it's going to be Ride Truck Gravedigger, but what a fight from Bad News. Next up, we have Thunder 4x4 taking on the Hunter Max D. And it's going to go to the Hunter Max D. Next up, we have the Galaxy's El Toro Loco taking on Scooby-Doo. And it's going to go to Scooby-Doo. Next up, we have OCD Meltdown taking on the 30th Anniversary Gravedigger. It is going to go to the OCD Meltdown. Next up, we have Kraken taking on the Training Truck Zombie. And it is going to go to the Training Trucks Zombie. Next up, we have Texas taking on the Galaxy's Monster Mutt Dalmatian. And it is going to go to Texas. Next up, we have Ride Truck Megalodon taking on Bulldozer. And it is going to go to Bulldozer. Next up, we have Saigon Shaker taking on the Gears Mohawk Warrior. And Saigon Shaker is going to win with a block. Next up, we have Georgia taking on Backwards Bob. And I think it's going to go to Georgia. Next up, we have Ice Alien Invasion taking on the Galaxy Zombie. And it's going to go to the Ice Alien Invasion. Next up, we have Avenger taking on the Galaxy's Gravedigger. And, oh, Gravedigger hit the line first. That's a pretty big upset. Avenger is usually a pretty fast truck, but he's going to lose in round one. Next up, we have the Joker taking on the Gears Blue Thunder. And it's going to go to the Gears Blue Thunder. Next up, we have Slinger taking on Fire Zombie. And Slinger is going to take the win. And next up, we have the final race of round number 1 between Double Decker versus Calavera. And it's going to go to Calavera. So that will finally conclude round number 1, and now it is time for round 2. Like I said, there are no fast losers for this entire event, and there are 32 trucks remaining. So here's a look at all the races, and you guys can see who you're taking on for round 2. So the best of luck to everybody still remaining. And without further ado, we're going to kick things off with the Hunter Earthshaker taking on the Sheer Madness Gravedigger. So round number 2 is underway. And it's going to go to the Sheer Madness Gravedigger. Next up, we have the Galaxy's Megalodon taking on the Ice Monster Mutt Dalmatian. And it's going to go to the Ice Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Next up, we have Fire Max D taking on Jurassic Attack. And it's going to go to Jurassic Attack. Next up, we have Cyclops taking on the Gears Whiplash. It's going to go to Whiplash. Next up, we have the Galaxy's Pirate's Curse taking on Monster Mutt Poodle. It's going to go to Monster Mutt Poodle. Next up, we have a Gears battle between Earthshaker and Alien Invasion. It's going to go to Alien Invasion. Next up, we have the Overcast Max D taking on Iron Outlaw. And it's going to go to the Overcast Max D. That is a huge upset win. Next up, we have the Gears Son of a Digger taking on Ice Dragon. And it's going to go to the Gears Son of a Digger. Next up, we have Overcast Blue Thunder taking on the Mystery Machine. And it's going to go to the Mystery Machine. Next up, we have the defending championship truck, the Ride Truck Gravedigger, taking on Hunter Max D. And that is a rerun. So Ride Truck Gravedigger barely made it out of the first round because he also had to do a rerun and barely got past Bad News. And now we're doing another rerun. Can he defeat Hunter Max D? And he is barely going to make it into the third round. Hunter Max D has been eliminated. Next up, we have Scooby-Doo taking on OCD Meltdown. And it is going to go to OCD Meltdown. Next up, we have two of the fastest trucks on my channel. We have the Zombie Training Truck taking on Texas. And it's going to go to Texas. He just barely hit the line first. Next up, we have Bulldozer taking on Saigon Shaker. It's going to go to Saigon Shaker. Next up, we have Georgia taking on the Ice Alien Invasion. It's going to go to the Ice Alien Invasion. Next up, we have a Gears and Galaxies battle between the Galaxy's Gravedigger and the Gears Blue Thunder. It's going to go to Blue Thunder. Next up, we have the final race of round number 2, and it's going to be between Slinger and Calavera. It's going to go to Calavera just barely. What a close race. Alright guys, so that will conclude round number 2, and here are all the trucks remaining for round number 3. We are down to 16, and then after this we will be down to round 4, which is the quarterfinals. So here are all of the races, and you guys can see who you'll be taking on, and best of luck in this round. And without further ado, we're going to kick things off with the Sheer Madness Gravedigger taking on the Ice Monster Mutt Dalmatian. So round number 3 is underway. And it's going to go to the Ice Dalmatian. Next up, we have Jurassic Attack taking on the Gears Whiplash. It's going to go to Jurassic Attack. Next up, we have Monster Mutt Poodle taking on the Gears Alien Invasion. It's going to go to the Gears Alien Invasion. Next up, we have the Overcast Max D taking on the Gears Son of a Digger. And it's going to go to the Overcast Max D. Next up, we have the Mystery Machine taking on the Ride Truck Gravedigger. And it's going to go to the Ride Truck Gravedigger. Next up, we have OCD Meltdown taking on Texas. And it's going to go to Texas. Next up, we have Saigon Shaker taking on the Ice Alien Invasion. And it's going to be Saigon Shaker. He hit the line first. Next up, we have Gears Blue Thunder taking on Calavera. And this is also the final race of round number 3. And it's going to go to Calavera. And now we are down to the quarterfinals of Monster Jam Sign-Up Series number 215. So without further ado, let's go over the field of trucks. So inside of the Ice Monster Mutt Dalmatian, we have Gravedigger. Inside of Jurassic Attack, we have Quincy Grobelny. Inside of the debuting Gears Alien Invasion, we have the Cameron 9785. Inside of Overcast Max D, we have Monster Truck Racing. Inside of the defending championship truck, the Ride Truck Gravedigger, we have the Airplane Geek. Inside of Texas, we have Ty Triplet. Inside of Saigon Shaker, we have Fifi Kres. Sorry about name pronunciation. And then inside of Calavera, we have D-Hound. So, as far as the drivers, I don't know off the top of my head how many of them have won before, but for the trucks, there are a few trucks here that have won before. Texas is the only two-time championship truck. And then Ice Monster Mutt Dalmatian and Ride Truck Gravedigger have won once, and the other 5 have never won before. So that is the quarterfinals, guys. And without further ado, we're going to kick things off with the Ice Monster Mutt Dalmatian taking on Jurassic Attack. So who's going to be the first person to advance to the semifinals? Sorry about that, guys. And it's going to go to the Ice Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Next up, we have the Gears Alien Invasion taking on the Overcast Max D. And it is going to go to Overcast Max D. What a race. Next up, we have a battle of 2 of the fastest trucks on my channel. We have the defending champion Ride Truck Gravedigger, which, like I said before, is a 1-time championship truck, taking on Texas, who is a 2-time championship truck. And it is going to go to the Ride Truck Gravedigger just barely. Next up, we have Saigon Shaker. Sorry, my bad. Sorry about that, guys. I kind of just stumbled when I was showing the race there. But anyways, as I was saying, we have Saigon Shaker taking on Calavera. And it's going to go to Saigon Shaker. And now we are down to the semifinals of Monster Jam Sign-Up Series number 215. So let's go over the field of trucks. Inside of the Ice Monster Mutt Dalmatian, we have Gravedigger. Inside of Overcast Max D, we have Monster Truck Racing. Inside of Ride Truck Gravedigger, we have the Airplane Geek. And inside of Saigon Shaker, we have Fifi Kres. Again, I do apologize about name pronunciation there. So, as far as these trucks, Ice Monster Mutt Dalmatian and Ride Truck Gravedigger both have 1 win. Overcast Max D and Saigon Shaker have 0. They are looking for their first. Ice Monster Mutt Dalmatian's win came back in Series 181, so it has been kind of a while since it last won, but Ride Truck Gravedigger was just 1 series ago in Series 214. And then as far as the drivers, the only one that has ever won before is the Airplane Geek. Again, he is in Ride Truck Gravedigger. He won Series 203 when he was in Alien Invasion Ice, but he is looking for his 2nd ever win. And besides that, the other 3 drivers are looking for their first. So that is the field of trucks, guys, and all of these statistics to do with the semifinals. Now, without further ado, we're going to kick things off with Ice Monster Mutt Dalmatian taking on the Overcast Max D. So who is going to go to the championship race? Is it going to be Gravedigger in the Ice Monster Mutt Dalmatian or Monster Truck Racing in the Overcast Max D?
Definitely not me.
It is going to be Monster Truck Racing in the Overcast Max D. What an upset. This truck, from what I can remember, has never been fast before, but all of a sudden he's in the championship race, and Gravedigger, unfortunately, bro, you have fallen just short, and you're going to have to wait at least 1 more series to get your first ever win, and Ice Dalmatian is so close, or he was so close to getting his 2nd, but he will not win this one. So who is going to meet Monster Truck Racing and Overcast Max D in the championship race? Is it going to be the Airplane Geek and the Ride Truck Gravedigger, or Fifi Kres and Saigon Shaker? It is going to be the Ride Truck Gravedigger trying to go back-to-back, and the Airplane Geek is trying to get his 2nd ever win, and unfortunately, Fifi Kres, again, I don't know if I'm saying your name right, I apologize if I'm not, but you're going to have to wait at least 1 more series to get your first ever win, and same with the Truck Saigon Shaker. And now we are down to the championship race of Monster Jam Sign-Up Series number 215, and as you guys can see, we have a classic Gravedigger and Max D battle. This is going to be awesome. Let's go over the drivers and how many wins each truck and driver has. So Overcast Max D is Monster Truck Racing. That truck and driver have never won before, and it is trying to get its first. Now, Ride Truck Gravedigger is a 1-time championship truck, and it won Series 214, trying to win back-to-back, and he's trying to do what Scooby-Doo did in Series 211 and 212, and Scooby-Doo won back-to-back, and now he's trying to do the same in 214 and 215, and the driver is the Airplane Geek, like I said before. He is a 1-time champion. He won Series 203 in Ice Alien Invasion, and now he's trying to get his 2nd ever win. So let's find out who it's going to be. Your winner of Monster Jam sign-up series number 215 is going to be none other than... Ride Truck Gravedigger has done it. It has now won back-to-back. Congratulations to the Airplane Geek. You are now a 2-time champion on my channel, man. Congratulations. Very, very well deserved. And as for Monster Truck Racing in the Overcast Max D, you were so close, man, to getting your first ever win. Better luck in sign-up series 216 to you, bro. And Ride Truck Gravedigger has won back-to-back. Like I said before, Scooby-Doo won Series 211 and 212, and then 213 was won by Texas, and now 214 and 215 have been won by the Gravedigger Ride Truck. So a lot of trucks have been winning back-to-back. Once they get that momentum, they have never seemed to slow down, and we'll have to see if anybody can stop this truck in Series 216. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. I don't really have anything else to say. I am planning on doing a Mix 18 unboxing and review, as well as a Mix 19 unboxing and review before Series 216. So all of those trucks should be debuting, and you guys will have a lot of debuting trucks to pick from. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, if you watched all the way till the end. Congratulations one last time to the Airplane Geek and the Ride Truck Gravedigger for getting your second ever win, and I will see you guys next time.